and the Minister of Basic Education, Laurent Serge Etundi Ngoa. And the President of the Republic effectively yesterday instructed the implementation of financial and administrative measures in response of teachers' claims. Below these measures given by Joy Ngong.
After having instructed the disbursement of 2.7 billion francs CFA for the payment of arrears due to teachers mobilized for the marking of official examinations organized by the Cameroon Baccalaureate Board for the June 2020 and 2021 sessions, the President of the Republic, in another correspondence addressed to various sectorial ministers, instructs for the immediate implementation of financial and administrative measures in order to respond to the demands made by teachers. On the financial level, President Paul Biya has instructed the Ministry of Finance to proceed with the payment of monthly salary supplements to teachers from March this year. This concerns those teachers who still receive 2/3 of their salaries and the non-housing allowances. The President equally requests the Finance Minister to progressively take into account salary supplements and non-housing allowances due to teachers according to the anteriority of batches. In a similar way, Paul Biya requests the Finance Ministry to proceed with the payment of allowances relating to advancement and the reclassification of teachers from the month of June. On the administrative level, the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform must systemize the compilation of teacher integration files before the end of their training. MINFOPRA must equally ensure the systematic deposit in the regional delegations or central services of its ministerial department of the integration files of the graduates of ENS and NSET. The head of state equally urges Joseph Lee to immediately deal with the integration files already identified within his ministerial department and also take stock of those still pending at the education ministries. Finally, Paul Biya requests the Minister of Public Service not only to dematerialize the procedures for processing integration files, but also to simplify them. The teachers, however, seem not very satisfied or appeased with these measures, as they are yet to officially call off the strike action.
A woman is currently receiving medical treatment after being attacked by vandals in a wine shop yesterday, March 10, in Akwa Douala. She was rescued by law enforcement officers who succeeded in getting hold of one of the vandals. Noraka KB recounts.
A middle-aged woman at the Akwa neighborhood in Douala, the economic capital of Cameroon, was rescued from the hands of two hoodlums who attacked her. It was about 10 p.m. yesterday, March 9, when a wine shop owner was about closing her shop and two young men walked in posing as customers who wanted to buy and consume wine. On trying to reach out for their demands, the two alleged criminals attacked her, asking for money while grabbing her bag almost immediately. According to reports gathered, the lady screamed and attracted the attention of elements of the anti-gang unit who happened to be in the building at the time of the robbery attack. One of the alleged thieves, carrying a den gun, exchanged fire with the security elements who were able to stay unharmed and tactful during the incident in the wine shop. One of the men managed to escape. Meanwhile, the other accomplice was unfortunate. He tried to run away too, with the victim's bag, which contained huge sums of money, precisely 2.8 million CFA francs. But he was shot twice in his leg, which rendered him helpless. The wine shop owner, who sustained injuries during the attack, is currently receiving medical care. Meanwhile, the suspect, who received bullet shots on his leg, is also receiving treatment at the Lakentini Hospital in Douala under strict surveillance by the law enforcement officers. He will definitely face the law once he is done with medical treatment and out of the hospital.
The lifeless body of a 17-year-old boy has been retrieved from the sea in Kribi Ocean Division of the country. The body was recovered on March 9, as Dolingonde tells us.
Here lies the mortal remains of a 17-year-old boy who was drowned in the sea in Kribi, Ocean Division of the South Region of Cameroon, after leaving home for a commission on medicinal deals. The boy, who took to the beach during the early hours of Wednesday, March 9th, was only found some 24 hours later on Thursday morning. Upon further research, the boy has been identified to be a student of the Kribi Government High School and an only child to his disabled father, who remains inconsolable since the outbreak of the news.
Il avait le champ, il est venu avec.
According to sources, the actual cause of his drowning remains unclear, as many attest this is just one of 1,000 victims who hit the waters and never return alive. In this light, the population is ever more urged to remain vigilant, as the high seas seem to be unfriendly to inexperienced divers.
The people of Esu in the northwestern region of Cameroon are still to come to terms after the assassination of their phone and his first wife. The villagers are said to have plunged into outrage after the killing of Fon Kum Acho, allegedly setting the mosque ablaze as they promised more retaliation. This comes at a time when the SDO of Menchum Division, Abdullahi Aliyu, has assured the population of investigations being opened to arrest the killers of the phone of Esu and his wife on their way from Way Village, Wednesday, March 9, 2022. He has thus assured the population to remain calm and continue to collaborate with authorities and forces of law and order. Customs officials in Ngaoundéré, Adamawa region have seized the consignment of tramadol, a unique prescription pain medicine. The new seizure happened in the early hours of March 10 at the customs checkpoint at Wakwa in the outskirts of Ngaoundéré town. The operation carried out by the Ngaoundéré Mobile Brigade resulted in the seizure of an impressive shipment of 10,000 tablets of tramadol. The shipment was being transported by a bus belonging to Touristic Interurban Transport Agency. Circulation was interrupted yesterday, March 10, at Terminus Douala 3 subdivision as a result of the bad state of road. The degradation of the newly constructed road at Terminus Saint-Michel has led many inhabitants of the area calling on the government to come to their aid, as the situation is persistently causing traffic. The city of Douala has an acute problem of roads, and despite efforts made by the government and the city council, the issue still persists given the rapid degradation of the road. We flip to our health page. Stop Malaria is the motto and objective of an advocacy campaign launched yesterday, Thursday, March 10, by Cameroon's Ministry of Public Health under the patronage of the First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biya. The kickoff of this campaign at the Yaoundé Conference Center brought together different stakeholders of the society in order to join efforts to tackle malaria definitely in Cameroon by 2030. Statistics from the Cameroon's Ministry of Public Health indicates that the country registered 3,863 deaths in 2021 caused by malaria, which highly touches children below 5 years old and pregnant women. It is one of the reasons for the implication of the Ministry of Women Empowerment and the Family, Professor Marie-Thérèse Abena Ondoa, who promised that the campaign will know an active participation of her department with a lot of sensitization initiatives. According to the Minister of Public Health, the one-year campaign will know some concentrations or consultations with administrative, religious, and local authorities. Yesterday, March 10, was observed as World Kidney Day, a global health campaign which seeks to raise awareness on the importance of our kidney and diseases associated to the body organ. Bokengo Wadi highlights on this.
The kidneys are organs that play vital roles in the smooth running and body function, including regulating blood pressure, balancing the body's fluid, production of red blood cells, removal of waste from the body, promoting strong and healthy bones, and many more. However, poor lifestyle choices such as excessive alcohol intake, smoking, malnutrition, lack of physical exercise, as well as pre-existing health conditions like obesity, diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure, plus natural phenomena like family history and old age can put the kidneys at risk, causing it to fail and malfunction. This is commonly known as renal failure.
Renal failure is a condition in which the kidney is unable to eliminate metabolic waste product from during urine production. There are two types of kidney failure. We have the acute renal failure and the chronic renal failure. Acute renal failure is reversible, while the chronic renal failure is irreversible.
Varying 5 stages starting from normal function through moderate loss of function to severe and finally kidney failure. The disease possesses signs and symptoms which include fatigue, body weakness, shortness of breath, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, frequent urination, sleep problems, swollen feet and ankles, blood in urine, amongst others, which can worsen over time if not properly managed as outlined by Nurse Fabius.
For the management of renal failure, one, you encourage your patient to drink, to take enough fluid so that the kidney may be able to function. And then secondly, you inform your patient to take food that contains protein and food that contains calories like carbohydrate. And for more information, you can follow the instruction of your medical personnel.
Following this year's health campaign for World Kidney Day, it is important for health personnel, organizations and caregivers to bridge the knowledge gap regarding kidney disease and complications by means of increasing talks about the disease, providing quality care and health facilities for sufferers so as to help reduce the 1.4 million kidney deaths yearly.
And out of the country, at least 19 soldiers and security personnel have been reportedly killed in Nigeria's Kebbi State during an attack by armed gunmen. According to local residents, the gunmen attacked the deputy governor's convoy recently. The ambush, which was followed by a gun battle in the town of Kanya. This comes after at least 57 vigilantes were killed by heavily armed men on Monday in the same state. We have come to the end of today's edition of Prime Flash, produced by Junior Pelama. Thanks for watching, faithful viewers. You have details of these stories and more stories on 3:30 p.m. Prime Info with Gladys Bomotongina and at 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Eileen Sama. Coming up next is In the House with Nora Ka Kebi and her ladies. Have a nice time and happy weekend.